Tonight on K-Nation.
Timberlake, a slam! Are you kidding me?
I think he has more highlight dunks than me at this point.
Maluma. Behind the back, here is Gassan with the throwdown!
There's blind faith.
Yoki's just such an amazing player, but if you want me to be so honest, I do not know what this last column means at all.
3-4 games in, we knew what type of player she was.
Some problems are finding their solutions.
We identified some things that we are capable of correcting, and the guys bought into it.
While some questions remain unanswered.
My concern is, will he play again this year?
One team's upset is a major confidence booster.
We worked so hard for this win. It was a total team effort.
My heart is just very happy.
This is the best memory I have in Allen Fieldhouse.
While the same upset feels like a major blow.
We didn't play with as much poise as we needed to play with.
While the future is bright on the basketball court,
there's no doubt in my mind that Coach Tang will win the national championship.
I'll probably go into the league. Yeah. Probably gonna hook up some tickets.
There's still plenty of game left to be played right now.
If we play like that, we can beat anyone.
We gotta play like a desperate team, and the fact of the matter is that we are.
And we'll still have some fun along the way.
Like he's dressed up as a chicken costume for Spirit Week.
And it all starts right now on K-Nation.
So you want us to give you the secret to what we did, and we got a game on Monday. Come on, man.
I'm sure they're not.
That's a come on, man, right?
K-Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K-Nation, it's a story that will make you smile. Everything you need to know about future KU big man Flory Bidunga on and off the court, as told by Flory and the closest to him in exclusive interviews.
And a transparent Tyler Perry opens up about the highs and lows this season has presented, and why he thinks the Cats are still a tournament team, and also why he thinks Jerome Tang can bring a national championship to Manhattan someday.
Plus, it's the rematch. Round 2 of the Sunflower Showdown and Women's Hoop was today, and the atmosphere was intense. We bring you highlights and post-game interviews from Allen Fieldhouse.
Welcome into K-Nation. Glenn Kinley alongside Caroline Soro. It's been a roller coaster year for Kansas men's basketball, but the one thing that has been consistent, the Jayhawks do not lose in Allen Fieldhouse.
No, they do not. Kansas has lost 17 games in Allen Fieldhouse in the Bill Self era. Kansas has won 17 regular season Big 12 titles in the Bill Self era.
That's a crazy stat right there.
And heed was paid yesterday. Kansas wasted no time taking control, jumping out to an 8-2 lead. Then, when Texas pulled back within one, a 12-0 got the Fieldhouse on their feet and gave KU all the momentum back. The lead got as large as 20 in the first half and 24 after the break. Kansas shot 61% from the field with all 5 starters scoring 13 or more. Wow. Kevin McCullough still out due to injury. The Jayhawks flexed the depth muscle a little bit. Here's Bill Self on the contributions from his bench.
They were great. I thought El Marco was good. I thought Jamari was good. And I thought Parker did some good things too. So even though it's not a big sample size, but 36 minutes is more than we've been getting. And starters playing 33 is a lot less than what they have been playing.
So, Caroline, the good news is KU wins despite being without McCullough. The bad news is we don't really know when McCullough will come back. Bill Self said he doesn't know when the senior forward will return. We know this. He won't play against BYU on Tuesday. The Jayhawks also have a game in Waco, a big one, 6 days from today. After 7 losses in 8 games, including one in Austin last Monday, Texas beat K-State 62-56, by the way. So yesterday afternoon against BYU simply felt like must-win, can't lose. You got to find a way to pull this one out territory for Kansas State. Arthur Kaluma rose to the occasion. He scored a career-high 28. The Cats pick up a ranked win, beating BYU by 10. No game winner, no overtime thriller, less drama this time. K-State never trailed in this game and improves to 6-8 in league play. Work to be done, though, of course, if they want to be in the tournament. Here's Coach Tang on Kaluma and Tyler Perry on the mindset.
We had a colonel come in and talk to us, and he talked about, when you're going on a mission or anything that you're going to accomplish something, you got to have purpose. You got to know what your purpose is. You got to have passion. You got to have relentless violence. And I thought Arthur had relentless violence today.
We talk a lot about being desperate, but it's time to do it. We can, say what we want to do, but at the end of the day, we got to go out there and show that's what we want to do. And all the talking is done. And we need a couple more wins, and that's what it's all about. And the biggest one is Monday. Biggest game of the year is on Monday.
Of course, we're hearing more from Tyler in an exclusive sit-down later in this show. K-State hosts West Virginia tomorrow night.
The Sunflower Showdown in Lawrence today in women's basketball. KU upsets number 10 K-State 58-55. This one was an instant classic.
Oh my gosh, let me tell you, a Sunflower Showdown for the ages. The energy from both fans of both teams, and K-State had a really big turnout there too, was insane, let me tell you. Of course, the energy on the court was high for this rivalry game too.
Even from Little J.
I know, right? And Big J. Last time these two teams squared off, we didn't get to see Ayoka Lee and Tiana Jackson go head-to-head, but we did today. Both bigs were healthy, and man, was that fun to watch. Both scored in double digits, and of course, K-State's Terrence Sides and KU's Samaya Nichols were big factors too. It was back and forth all day long today, going down to the final seconds, but a last-second prayer of a three-pointer did not fall for K-State, and KU took this one by 3. KU's Holly Kursgeter said this was her favorite memory out of a lot of those in Allen Fieldhouse.
There's being aggressive and always being a threat, and then there's just participating in the game. And there were points of this game where I felt like offensively it just looked like we were just moving the ball around the perimeter and not making things real hard for Kansas. We got to be better than that. That's the bottom line. We got to be better than that. We got to play with more poise, and I didn't like us today in that area.
This is the best memory I have in Allen Fieldhouse. Whether you're playing for a championship or whatever it is, having, a home rivalry game this packed against a top 10 team, at a crucial moment in the season, I thought to myself, this is the best moment I've had. That roar you get, like in the, late in the game, and you go on a run, and we don't get that a lot, we're girls, but it was great.
It was a fun one for sure. Earlier in the week, K-State got real gritty with a win at home against West Virginia in OT, in which Ayoka Lee went for 34 points and 12 boards.
Goodness.
KU lost to Baylor and Waco 69-61. Both teams have 2 regular season games remaining. Basketball season meets baseball and softball season for us. Now we've got scores from the Diamond for you tonight. Let's do it.
Well, let's start with the Red Hawk Jayhawks. Kansas went 5-0 this week. The winning streak is now up to 6, and that includes beating 17th-ranked Texas A&M in College Station. Olivia Bruno's solo shot was the game's only run. And Casey Hamilton, shout out to Pika, tossed a CG shutout.
She was really good. Baseball, the home opener this weekend for the Batcats. K-State won the rubber match this afternoon against Holy Cross 5-4 after winning Game 1 and losing Game 2. Toynton Family Stadium, you got to get out there. Lots of runs might be scored there. The Jayhawks' first home game is on Friday, and, well, they also had a fun weekend, an exciting weekend. 7-4 win against Texas State, then a loss to Washington State, and then an 8-5 loss to number 24 Kentucky this afternoon. Both programs trending in the right direction. Lots more to get to on K-Nation, including the feature on Flory Bidunga. I went to Indiana to meet the KU signee, and his story is a special one. From Congo, Africa, soon to Bill Self's gym.
But first, it's staff changes in Lawrence and Manhattan. New hires and new roles for existing coaches for the Jayhawks and the Wildcats. That's right after this break.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Jungle House has moved, and we would love to show you around our new digs. Bring a new friend to school with you that will add life to your dorm room or apartment. We have plans for all. Find us at our new location, 6 East 7th Street, Lawrence, Kansas.
Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac home standby generator, installed by Shockwave Electric's certified experts. Call Shockwave Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical services.
Growing the market for Kansas-made E15 is a win-win for Kansans. What's E15? It's fuel with 15% ethanol compared to the usual 10% in regular unleaded. E15 is more affordable, has better performance, and runs cleaner than regular unleaded, meaning Kansas drivers can go further for less. From helping Kansas farm families by stabilizing grain prices, helping Kansas become more energy independent, and adding more than 4,000 jobs in Kansas, more of our money stays right here at home because of ethanol. Visit fueledbykansas.com to find a station near you.
Hi, Clay Sherwood, Swims and Sweeps. I'm here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs of Cute. We have Hearthstone wood-burning stoves and fireplaces. We have electric fireplaces. So let Swims and Sweeps keep you warm this winter.
Join this year's Soul Reason Cornhole Tournament on March 2nd and help support their mission of providing sneakers and smiles to kids. For more information or to register, go to the links on your screen or the Sole Reason Facebook page.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Welcome back to K-Nation. Former KU offensive line coach Scott Fuchs took a job with the Tennessee Titans. Lance Leipold reportedly calling on an old friend to replace him.
Daryl Agpausa is the Jayhawks' new O-line coach. Sorry, Daryl. According to multiple reports, he comes from KU from Northern Illinois, but he previously worked under Leipold at both Wisconsin Whitewater and Buffalo. It's the third major staff change this season as Andy Kotelnicki and Jordan Peterson also moved on.
Some staff notes in Manhattan for you. Chris Kleiman promoting two from within. Clint Brown is now the director of roster management. That's after spending 2 seasons as an offensive quality control assistant. And Taylor Wenger has been promoted to assistant director of football operations. She'll handle team travel, camps and clinics, and a whole lot more. Also, the Wildcats got a quarterback commit this week in the class of 2025, Dylan Duff from the St. Louis area. Don't go anywhere. The story of KU commit Flory Bidunga is still to come. But first, K-State senior guard Tyler Perry opens up about the challenges of this season, including saying goodbye to a close friend of his in Naquan Tomlin. That's up next.
Need your fireplace inspected? Make sure you and your family are safe this winter and avoid being a statistic. Certified Fireplace and Chimney now has openings as soon as this week. No need to wait months to be seen. Call or text us today to schedule your appointment.
Hi, this is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Come on home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
Robbins Motor Company, a veteran-owned business here to serve you.
Manhattan Housing Authority, love where you live.
Chiropractic Family Health Center, only your mother cares about you more.
Visit some old friends, discover some new. Come home to West Loop and Manhattan's West Side.
Everyone dreams of having a stunning fireplace for their home, so why not make your dream a reality? Certified Fireplace and Chimney specializes in making these dreams come true. And now with in-home renderings and no interest payment plans, it's never been an easier decision. Call or text today.
Welcome back. It was a much-needed win for Kansas State yesterday, but the guys in the locker room never felt lost despite dropping 7 of 8.
Wildcat point guard Tyler Perry takes us through the highs and lows of his lone season with K-State, and he explained why he thinks this is still a tournament team.
Everybody has their opinion, right, about how this season has gone and what should have gone differently or what's going right. I want to hear what your thought is, though, on what this season has looked like for you, because a lot of people are writing it off as a colossal failure, but I don't think that's necessarily the case.
Nah, this has just been learning. That's the biggest thing that I've taken from this year is sometimes the basketball guys just throw you challenges, and if you look at last year from this program where I came from, everything went right for this program last year. Keontae getting cleared and Desi being able to be eligible and Marquise staying, and then them hiring one of the best coaches in the world. Yeah. Everything the pieces fell right. This whole program, we still believe. As long as you continue to believe in each other, the sky's the limit.
How much belief is there still in that locker room? You guys started the conference play 4-1. If you guys finish conference play 4-1, you're going to be right there on the bubble and have a chance to maybe win a few Big 12 tournament games and get in.
Exactly. We just like you said, we believe, and there's not an ounce of me inside of me that doesn't think that we can't get the job done. I knew when I came here coming to the Big 12 it was going to be a challenge, and this is what I asked for. We're playing desperate. That's what the message is we're desperate. We're a desperate team, and our back's against the wall, and we know that. And at the end of the day, like I said, we have one or two choices. We can lay down or we can rise to the challenge. And I don't think no guy in this locker room is one to play in the NIT. I know for sure I don't. It's not a knock on the NIT, of course, but I just know guys that have a bigger picture. I believe in Coach Tang wholeheartedly, and I know he believes in us, and I think we're going to get the job done.
Is that when you thrive? You talk about playing desperate. Seems like that's when we've seen you step up in the second half, when there's no time to scheme something up.
I think I've always been that way. I know a lot of people think I try to wait till the second half, but that's not the case. Every game we play from here on out is the second half for me. And that's been my message to the guys in the locker room, on the floor, is if we go down, we're going to go down swinging. Empty the tank, pour everything you can into each other.
If you don't score in the first half, people say he's not doing anything in the first half, and then if you force it and then you miss a bunch of shots, it's difficult to not go too far one way or the other.
People who understand basketball at this level, they get it. Right. And so I try not to worry about what people are saying. I don't even have Twitter anymore. The approval of my coaches and my teammates, that's all that really I worry about. There's definitely times where I do need to be more aggressive, and you learn that over watching film. Having God on my side and on our side, on this team side, he doesn't take us through all this that we've been through to fail us in them.
Is that something that you lean on? Is your faith throughout? I mean, you got to have something to keep you steady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basketball's a lot of highs and lows.
Absolutely, and like I tell people all the time, we have a preacher as a coach. He told us before the Texas game that the victory is already there. We just have to go get it. We praise God in advance. We believe even when the chips are down. We've been talking about the story of Elijah and talking about Jezebel and, her trying to scare Elijah and him having God on his side. And so now it's time, like you say, our back's against the wall, and it's time to step up and answer the challenge.
Of course, college basketball fans evaluate it from a wins and loss perspective, but off the court, has this been a successful year for you? I know that part of the reason you came here wasn't just to grow as a basketball player, right?
Yeah, I've been blessed, just to be around great people. I came here for the people. The other things outside of that was just another blessing. But to be around these people, I'll have relationships with that staff long after I'm done playing basketball at Kansas State. That's the one thing I hate, is that I don't get 2-3 years with them, with our students, with our fans. I wish I had more time with them, and why I still walk around with a smile on my face, and why people say, like, why is they still dancing in the tunnel? Because I don't get this back. I don't get this time back. And so I cherish it so much. I'm so thankful to be here, so thankful to have this opportunity to wear that Wildcat uniform.
Like September feels like 6 years ago, right? Sure. How much of a challenge was it? I'm not asking you to dive into this, but losing Naquan Tomlin, losing Quez Glover, I mean, those were guys that you guys had planned on playing instrumental roles on this team, and all of a sudden you got to just kind of change everything and move on without them.
Yeah, people don't understand that. Like,
they weren't going to be role players.
They weren't just people who just came in and threw on a uniform. Even outside of the basketball thing, me and Naquan still talk every other day. We just FaceTime the other night. Like, that's a brother I love dearly as a human being, not just as a basketball player. It wasn't as easy as people think to just pick up and go on and be like, I got to leave my brother behind. But at the same time, I have 14 other ones that I had to think about. And the same thing with Quez. We thought we were getting him back after Christmas, and for him to come in one weight room session and his knee just goes like that, it changes everything. I think guys have stepped up to the challenge. Dorian Finister has stepped up. RJ in practice has stepped up. Day-Day, you asking a freshman to play huge minutes in Big 12.
I like to say that nobody has a shorter memory than college basketball fans. The only people who might is college football fans.
Right.
People quickly forget about how good last year was for this program. Are you pretty confident in the direction that this program is headed under Jerome Tang?
1,000%. I have no worry, no doubt in my mind that he will win a national championship before his time is done here. Just the belief that Coach Tang has in his players and in Gene Taylor and the rest of the crew. If you look at his track record for the guards he had and the bigs he had through Baylor that played in the league and played overseas, and because at the end of the day, Coach Tang is about changing the kids' lives. When you have somebody that's worried about changing those kids' lives and not gaining his own exposure, or gaining his own wealth, or gaining whatever that coach is gaining in this life, God is going to bless him. And so, like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to deliver that national championship to Kansas State. And, like I said, I still believe it can be done this year.
And we'll get you back in Bramwich to watch some big games down the stretch,
sure,
even after this year.
Absolutely.
Tyler, thanks for your time,
Thank
man.
you.
Really appreciate the honesty and vulnerability. It hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows over there, but he was willing to open up about it, which is nice.
Yeah, and he knows that, but a lot of time between now and the tournament.
It's not over yet.
So,
Starts with Big Monday tomorrow against the Mountaineers. Coming up after the break on K-Nation, if you can believe it, a move from Congo, Africa to Kokomo, Indiana might be the least interesting part of Floyd Bidunga's story. Meet the 6'9" center who Jayhawk fans might soon fall in love with. That's when we come back.
Manhattan Area Technical College will help you build a foundation for your college career, like transferable credits offered in your high school, earning your high school diploma through GED completion on our campus. Breakthrough to a new career. Manhattan Tech, providing higher education.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
At the Mattress Hub, we believe that healthy sleep has the power to change the way you live. Find $100, $300, even $500 instant savings on Tempur-Pedic, plus no interest financing up to 60 months. Sleep well and save big. Only at the Mattress Hub.
Every time I wake up and I look out, I'm in awe. I love it.
It's kind of our staycation. We were extremely pleased with the whole process from the bid through the completion of the project. It's just exceptional quality.
It is. It's beautiful.
You could just tell that they were true professional craftsmen.
Let us help make your dream project become a reality. Call today or visit our website. We are your home remodeling specialist.
Minority entrepreneurs create jobs and contribute to the cultural and social fabric of our society. This month's Minority Business Spotlight is Nanny's Food for the Soul. Siobhan loves to cook delicious old-fashioned food from scratch. You can find them on Facebook.
Manhattan Area Technical College will help you break through to a high-paying career by empowering you in high-demand fields. Let Manhattan Tech help you break through to a new career. Manhattan Area Technical College, providing higher education.
KU signee Flory Bidunga is ESPN's #1 center in the country. He was recently named a McDonald's All-American, but he's only been playing basketball for 3 years.
Yeah, he's only lived in America for 3 years, and I made the road trip to Kokomo, Indiana to meet a basketball player, but what I found was a community rallied behind this future Jayhawk. Here's the story of Flory and why hundreds in the Hoosier State are quickly becoming KU fans. He's a high-flying, shot-swatting, triple-double tallying 6'9" big man from the Democratic Republic of Congo. But those closest to the nation's top-rated center tell me,
first thing you should know is a smile.
And one more very important note.
He loves McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Listen to this, though. When Flory dreamt of going pro, it wasn't in basketball.
To be honest, I had the dream I will play for a European club, you know, like the Real Madrid.
His start to this game is thanks to a stranger in the store on the other side of the globe.
He was like, hey, yo, you play basketball? I was like, no, I play soccer. And then he was like, you should play basketball. So since then, I started.
Bidunga came to America through an international student program. Dylan and McKenna Kraft became his host family and later his guardians, but there was one problem.
You guys have a language in common? Or?
No, I speak Spanish fluently, but I do not speak French fluently.
Okay, there were two problems.
I went to Mizzou.
Despite their differences in language and border war selections, a new family was built.
Through him learning English, we really got to know the person of Flory. And he's funny, he's so funny and silly, but also has this like really sweet, caring side.
For some, the stop in Kokomo would have simply been the next step in making basketball their career, but that's not how Flory rolls.
Our program will benefit 10 to 15 years now because of what he's done for the youth in our community and just got kids excited about basketball again.
Perhaps the most challenging part of my trip here to Kokomo and putting this story together was trying to get Flory to talk about himself. You see, he'd much rather spend time discussing
the Kokomo people, my teammate, my guardian, my coach.
But everyone else here in this town, yeah, the people who line up for photos and autographs after every game, they could talk about Bidunga all day, oftentimes without basketball even coming up.
He's just a great kid. He loves Kokomo, and we love him.
Pretty cool. It's a lifetime experience.
He has a chance to do something special that affects the world with his background if he continues to be successful.
Let's talk about his on-court presence. After all, a smile and a young superfan won't make Big 12 opponents ease up.
What area of your game do you take a lot of pride in?
I'll see my mother. I'm pretty physical, and then you know, sometimes like flying to the core and then just trying to do like the best you can do, you know.
He's going to make sure he's the hardest playing kid on the floor. One of the best shot blockers I've been around. He has the ability to win you a basketball game without scoring you a point. At the next level, he'll be able to change the game defensively.
The next obvious question, why Kansas? I can think of about 17 good reasons and a couple really good reasons, but this was about more than trophies for Flory and fans.
You know, I just fell in love with the place, with the coaching style. I was like, this is the place I want to be.
He's a gentle giant who found a new home.
He has Kansas fans from Kokomo for life.
Made some new friends.
Riding roller coasters with him was super fun.
And developed a new dream.
I used to watch a lot of the NBA game also, you know, just on the TV and stuff. And I want to be like just model on the TV. So I think that was since then, I was like, yeah, then that's what I want to do too.
So Jayhawk fans, get ready for slams. Get ready for swishes. Get ready for smiles.
He always has a smile on his face.
And I hope you have plenty of quarter pounder.
The first time we communicated with the Google Translator, but he definitely knew what a burger was. He ordered a barbecue burger the first time we ever went to eat together.
I don't know that Flory and I have a ton in common, but we both like burgers.
There you go.
I can't dunk quite as well as him, but
hey, that's okay. Worth the road trip, though?
Definitely. The people of Kokomo, very nice people, and they love Flory. People were coming up to me the whole weekend without me even asking and saying, you guys are going to love Flory. Jayhawk fans are going to love Flory, so I think KU fans are going to be excited. He's a tough kid.
It sounds like he might fit in well, though. A lot for the Jayhawks to look forward to.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, more K-Nation still to come. We'll be right back.
You don't wait days for prescription medicine. Why would you wait days for prescription glasses?
At Success Vision, they make the lenses in the store, so you get them in hours, not days.
My no-line bifocals were ready in a couple of hours, and I only paid half what I used to pay.
The eye doctor next door, they take walk-ins, and my eye exam was great.
They really care about the health of your eyes.
For the best eyewear experience, you've got to go to Success Vision.
2 pair for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
Fidelity State Bank and Trust, Topeka, empowering customers since 1922.
If you're looking at doing some remodeling to your home, debt consolidation, college tuition, your equity is there. We are offering competitive rates and terms on home equity loans. It's a great way to let your equity in your home work for you.
Fidelity Bank, we do business right here at home.
Brown's Tree Service does it all, from bushes to commercial clearing. We're a second-generation family-owned business that's been serving Northeast Kansas for over 50 years. Our robotic equipment is operated remotely, making the job safer and faster. We can easily maneuver tight spots. Our certified arborists will help keep your trees in tip-top shape. We'll protect them from disease and insects. Our large crew is insured and licensed. We're scheduling now. Contact Brown's Tree Service today.
Here at Performance Tire and Auto, we're more than tires, we're family. And because of that, we know how important it is to you to keep your family safe. For over 75 years, we've been a trusted name in automotive service, tires, and wheels in Topeka. You can always find us at either of our 2 locations, 1735 North Kansas Avenue or 17th and Topeka Boulevard. So stop in today and let our family keep your family on the road.
Hey, we close with perhaps the most important news of the day. You just might be able to play video games as a Wildcat or Jayhawk quarterback starting this summer. Caroline's going to buy a PlayStation or an Xbox just for this.
Hey, I might. Don't tell people yet, okay? I haven't committed yet. But it's not just any K-State or KU QBs. It's Avery Johnson and Jalen Daniels who are both in the game. The sophomore and senior announced on social media this week they're opting in to be included in College Football 25. The EA Sports College Football game is expected to be released this summer. In exchange for their name, image, and likeness being used, players will get $600 and a copy of the game. Pretty good deal there.
I think I may offer them, if they want to use, they could have me eating a Pop-Tart on air after the Pop-Tart bowl as a little cutaway.
That could work.
$600 and a copy of the game, though, if you want to use it.
Okay, copy of the game for all of us, though.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching K-Nation. Join us next Sunday, and join us every Sunday.
Have a great night.
Yoki was like plus 23. They said, what does it mean that Yoki's plus 23? And she's like, I have no clue what that means.
It's pretty cool to have a bit of attention. But yeah, I think it's just
because people think I'm weird from a different country. People,